In this demo, we will see how we can execute a screen aggregate only when we want to, or in other words, on demand. We already have the employees screen defined to display the list of employees in the database. This list of employees has the getEmployees aggregate as source, and the UI with pagination already defined. To complete this example, we want to display some details of the employee on the right when clicking on the respective list item. Let's create the aggregate on the screen, with the employee entity as source to fetch the employee's detail. We need to filter the aggregate by the ID of the employee we want, to make sure we only get the details of that employee. The condition will guarantee that the ID of the employee will match the local variable employee identifier. This local variable is defined at screen level and will hold the ID of the employee that the user selects from the list. Let's rename the aggregate to getEmployee detail. Now, going to the aggregate's properties, we can see that the fetch property is set to at start. Since we only display the details of a single employee, when we click on the respective list item, we don't need this aggregate to run at start. Let's then change the property to be only on demand and the max records to 1. Let's now define the UI to display the details of the employee, using a list item content, and display the full name, email, and location. This can easily be done using the attributes of the sources of the aggregate. Now it's time to define the on-click logic on the list of employees. We already have an action created and associated with the on-click event of the list item. Let's open the action and implement the logic. First, we need to assign the local variable with the employee identifier selected in the list. Then, we need to use the refresh data to execute the new aggregate. Only here, the aggregate will actually be triggered and run. Let's now publish our app and see this in action. By clicking on several employees, we can see the right side of the screen changing. With the way we developed this application, the getEmployee detail is only executed when we select an employee.